are rolling with the homies.
It's bitch time, everybody.
It is, y'all. Gather your bitches together. Get your balls up if that's what you're doing. Who knows? Maybe you've got a ball. Maybe it's the middle of your day.
I love the idea that there's some people who every Wednesday, like, at 9 a.m. they drink a buzzball, listen to our podcast.
You gotta join us in buzzballery.
Or come watch us over on our YouTube.
Yes.
It's at Who's the Bee. YouTube is a prude little bitch and doesn't want us to use the word bitch, and so we're Who's the Bee on there. But go find us and follow us. We're putting out this video content for you guys.
Yeah, you want to see us as we're reading these things. You want to see every facial expression we have, because
I have to be careful. When we used to just be audio, I could be like, what a fucking bitch to Jackie.
Like, I know,
but now you can see us, so we have to really keep it together.
Now you can see us.
So now we have to tell you how we feel.
Which honestly, it's good because we do both. I apologize, Kara, I forget. Do you identify as having resting bitch face? Do you? Because I know I definitely have one.
Can.
Yes.
I absolutely can.
I feel that I always have one. So
I think not always, because strangers do come up to me a lot to like ask me directions and ask me for help. So I think if I'm in a good mood, but like
if you're projecting it out, like you're projecting the happiness out.
I can give a resting bitch face. Yes, if I'm in a bad mood.
Actually, maybe that is what it is, because I feel like it's one or the other with me. Either people give me a wide berth or they're telling me their life story. Yes. And I love being told their life story.
I do get a lot of life stories.
I love it.
I do.
I'm like, tell me everything.
Yeah, this is Who's the Bitch. I'm Kara Klang.
I'm Jackie Zabrowski.
And thank you to all of our bitchlings that listen. And if you're new, welcome.
Yes,
and
you can send in your own bitchuations. Yes, we can hear from you. Just go to who'sthebitch.com and you can get us. You can get at us.
I just renewed the domain, babies.
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much, Kara. And it's all right there. You can DM us. You can leave us a voicemail. You can email us. You can email us.
You can send us an email. Wait, is today? Today this episode comes out on 4/15. Is that tax day?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Sorry,
everybody. I hope you already have it done.
I already did mine, so my pain has already come to me earlier. But
remember when we were doing taxes under the same night sky?
It helps to think we're doing taxes underneath the same night sky. Oh my God. I was at my tax guy and Jackie was texting me. I go, I'm at my tax guy. I'll get back to you in a second. And she was like, I'm doing my taxes too.
I'm doing my taxes too. And it was a nightmare. And it is the most, it's one of those things that every year it comes around and I'm like, again? We gotta do these things again.
It feels like, and I gotta pay my guy so much, and he's so nice. I go, and then I gotta pay you your bill.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, you can get to that whenever you can. I'm like, why? You don't have kids to feed? Come on, I'm gonna pay you your bill.
You need the money.
It's just a lot. So anyway, happy tax day to all who celebrate.
And also happy tax day
in the U.S.
for those of you that are accountants. And, I always say this to my accountant. I'm like, you must be in hell week. And he's like, you do realize that a lot of businesses, they have taxes more than once a year. And I'm like, yeah. It's not a hell week.
Yeah.
Your life is hell.
Yeah.
But he loves it. Love you, Anthony. Shout out to Anthony.
Yes, we love you, Anthony, here.
I don't know what I would do without him. I don't know if an accountant is supposed to answer your every single money question I've ever had in my life, but I do ask him.
I've never met him, but he seems so nice.
Poor man.
Over email.
He has to deal with me all the time. And I'm
maybe
just
he'll
like,
become my new tax guy.
Anthony, how do I get $1 to spend? And then, he'll tell me how to do it. I just want to say thanks out there to all the patient accountants out there.
Yes, every CPA in the biz.
Oh, you're doing the Lord's work that I couldn't do. That's for damn sure.
So thank you to all of our CPA friends out there.
Thank you, CPAs. And if you have a CPA in your life, make sure you bring them some chocolate or something. Yeah. Well, I guess if they're looking for it, if those lips are looking for something.
They're like, it's my busy season. I don't have time for sloppy makeouts. All right,
but
Jackie.
Do you have time to live with your husband, Kara?
Okay, so you guys know we're not so regimented with our outlines the way on this podcast, but we try to do unsolicited advice up top, which is a little bit of just us giving advice to people that have not asked for it, you know, to counter the advice that you guys do ask for. So we like to talk about stuff that's going on in the zeitgeist, in the celebrity world, and Jackie, you were bringing up something about this actor from Succession, Brian Cox, who does not live with his wife.
Correct.
And tell me what the story is.
He's really into the fact that he doesn't live with his wife. Now, I know that we were talking about this, Kara, and that a lot of celebrities, I do find it fascinating, the celebrities that don't live with their partners underneath one roof.
I believe, first of all, I know Sheryl Lee Ralph from Abbott Elementary does not live with her husband because she's talked about it. And she has these like iconic Instagram clips where she's like, I'm very successful. He's very successful. He lives in his home. I live in my home.
Sounds beautiful.
We see each other. It's wonderful. I'm like, great.
Yes.
Like, especially, we're mostly talking about people who I don't think are rearing small children together.
Correct.
Right? And like Judith Light, I believe, does this with her partner.
Yes.
And who else?
Cameron Diaz and Benji Madden.
They don't live together?
Apparently they don't live together. This is a quick cursory search. Helena Bonham Carter and Tim Burton don't live together. Gwyneth Paltrow and Brad
But they're not together anymore, are they? Helena
I didn't
and
think
Tim?
that they were together.
But I love this. Okay, so let me just say, my husband used to have a joke about this because a friend of ours that you know as well.
Oh, yeah.
Used
Travis
to
Barker
be,
and Kourtney Kardashian.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's like, but don't they live in like compounds right next to each other in Calabasas?
I think that if you have that kind of money and you can, if the
that's the thing.
Sheryl Lee Ralph, like I feel like if you
I
can
want to say, I think this only works if you have a ton of
lots
money.
and lots of money.
We did get a call of somebody who said that they were living separately from their partner and that it was working really well for them post-COVID.
Yes.
Great. I think we need to be more accepting of people doing this if they want to. Like my husband used to have a stand-up joke about this where he'd be like, I read this article about how people are getting married and not living together. He's like, that's the whole thing. All of it is living together. Like he couldn't believe it. And he's very traditional in some ways, like where, he likes to kind of be like, I could never do open. He's like very like sort of like that in some ways. And I'm trying to modernize him, everyone. I'm getting there as fast as I can. But we like living together and we have 2 children. I'm not going to let one of us like raise the children or like do that. Like, you know what I mean? But if we were kids out of the house and he wouldn't want to do that. He would not want to not live with me. But if we were so rich that I was like, listen, I know you like being in a bit of a quieter area. I kind of like being in a more city area.
Yeah.
Why don't you live here? I'll live here. We'll get together. We'll go to each other's places.
Back and forth.
We're probably so rich we're literally meeting in Europe half the time.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I think this kind of only works if you're so loaded. But I do think that there's probably regular, not loaded people that are making this work all the time as well.
And as long as, because I feel like as someone that is not loaded, I would always be thinking about having 2 households to maintain financially. And that would be such a big burden that it would overdo any kind of positives in the situation. And even, Brian Cox says, by keeping things separate, we're responsible for our own mess. He's like, her space is very important to her. Like, this has really worked for them for a long time.
Yeah, but that just seems like a man who doesn't want to clean up after himself.
It does.
It feels like it's like a lot of like individual exceptionalism in a lot of ways where it's like, I am amazing and I don't need to change anything about myself.
Right.
And therefore, why would I? Whereas I think of like a marriage is like a partnership where you're entering into each other and you do have to change some things about yourself. You do have to consider another person all the time. You know what I mean? And like, I think that's been very good for my personal development.
Yes. Now, how do you feel about the fact that Brian Cox continues on and he says the problem with Nicole, his wife.
Don't start a sentence, the problem with my wife, ...
And then he says, and we discussed this to make sure that everyone knew this wasn't something he had a problem with and hadn't brought up. He said, and we discussed this, is that she's got too many friends. He says, at my age, I'm trying to get rid of them. Well, most of mine are dying off. And so, Brian Cox, here's the thing. If you work in celebrity gossip or if you listen to Page 7 at all, we bring up Brian Cox fairly often because he's always saying off-the-cuff shit that I find very funny. This man is such a curmudgeon. He has such a huge stick up his ass.
They gotta get him on Watch What Happens Live.
I'd
love to see it.
Never.
I'd love to see it.
He would never.
Him reading the stupid dialogue between the housewives.
Oh my God. I would love to see it. But I do love the fact that he dislikes that his wife has a lot of friends. And I feel like that is one of those fundamental things, like you were just talking about, liking more quiet or liking, that is something that I've struggled with in my marriage of I get ignited when I'm around other people. Like if I'm run down, like if I want to be around people, I feed off of people. My partner does not. I understand these are fundamental differences between the two of us. But then there are times like, let's say yesterday when he wasn't feeling really great and didn't really want to be around a bunch of people. And I said, stay home.
I'll go.
Then you stay home. I'll go. And that is what
you don't
works
have to
for
do
our relationship.
everything together.
And
Jesus,
we don't.
No,
we definitely don't.
And
we
I
have
would say since we
lives.
actually had kids, my husband and I, because of childcare responsibilities, have gone. Sometimes we have to like remind ourselves to like go on a date together because we're like, oh, you hung out with friends 2 times this week, and I went out and did a show and hung out with friends 2 times this week, or whatever. But we didn't do anything together. So our lives have almost like social lives have almost diverged a little bit because of childcare needs.
Right.
But still, like, I just think, I don't know. I'm not going to tell anybody, I'm not going to make any blanket statement about it because it's obviously working for some people extremely well.
Yes.
It's just like, for me, to me, it's not a coincidence that this mostly works out for extremely
rich people.
Ambitious, rich people that have to be that way. You have to have a certain level of ambition and sort of hyper individualism in order to get to like a level of success in acting and Hollywood or whatever.
Here's the thing, like give me many, many millions of dollars. I'll buy a plot of land. I'll have someone build me my perfect house, build him his perfect house. We live on the land. It's like, sure, pie in the sky, multi-millionaire, possible billionaire dreams, but that's not in my existence. But also, Jeff and I are kind of obsessed with each other.
Yeah.
And
I wanted to get a king bed instead of a queen, and he was like, I think we're fine. And I was like, I would just like a little bit more space from you in the night.
It is funny because I when we're in a king size bed, I'm like, you're so far away. I need you closer. I have to roll all the way over to even just to feel you.
Yeah, so I think it's like good for him. It is a wild thing to be like, my wife has too many
friends. I think it's such a shitty.
Jared used to always tease me about having too many friends, but then he'll say to me, I really like that you have so many friends because he'll out of sight, out of mind people.
Right.
And I keep up with everybody, and he'll be like, I like that you keep bringing these people back into our lives because I forget about them. And I'm like, yeah, dude.
And that is a beautiful partnership. And it is, it's what other people, and I guess this works for Brian Cox and his wife because he's not around her very often.
And it works for Judith White,
it's fine.
and it works for Shirley Ralph. And I want all these people to keep thriving and do it.
And to be fair, I bet Brian Cox's wife has stayed with curmudgeon Brian Cox because she's not around him all the time. Yeah. So think about that, Brian Cox.
I love separate bathrooms. I want separate bathrooms so bad. We don't have that. It
is the only, talk about the privilege I have, that is my privilege hanging my hat, is that when people ask me what is the key to a happy marriage, Jeff and I have separate bathrooms. I do not clean his bathroom. I do not go into his bathroom. His bathroom is his. And when I look towards it, I shudder. But that's okay. It's not my bathroom.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to fight with him about it.
All his demons are in there.
Yes. But even then, when we used to share a bathroom, things like not putting the cap on the toothpaste used to annoy him. Meanwhile, I'm like, but what about the everything else in the bathroom? But that's why it works well for us that we don't share one.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And it's beautiful. But again, I know that comes from privilege.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people have
No, we don't have
more
that
than
anymore.
One bathroom.
We used to at least have a bathroom with 2 sinks at our last house.
God, you don't even have your own sink.
We don't have our own sinks.
Kara.
No.
Kara.
Both of our bathrooms, we have 2 bathrooms in our home, and they're both quite small.
Oh, God. And he probably leaves hair all over it. Is there always hair on it?
Well, I'm the one with the hair problem. My hair is everywhere. My hair, if I blow dry my hair, I mean, it's everywhere. There's like dust bunnies of my hair fly through the house.
Hell yeah, bitch.
It's like he went through it's the leaving the seat up. He'll use a flosser and then he'll leave it back on the counter. And I'm like, why is this in the garbage? He's like, sometimes I'll go back and like use it later. Like I only used it for a second to get one thing out of my teeth, and I'll go back later to use it for the full floss. And I'm like, I hate that. It's just like, we're just
throw it out.
Just throw it away.
Oh my God. I used to live with someone that also used to like all paper towels. They would use the paper towels many, many times, which great for the environment.
No.
But to lay out, just have like paper towels laid everywhere in a small apartment trying to dry them so they can reuse
I can't
the
save
paper
the planet
towels.
that hard. I can't save the planet that hard.
At that point, Don't use paper towels. Just use a reusable cloth towel.
Yes, they have them.
Yes.
They have them. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for listening to us talk about whether we think celebrities should live together or not.
Thank you.
Solicited advice. Here we go. Okay, our first email was, I just want to say one thing about this because I'll tell you guys, if you really want to get your story or your situation read on our podcast, I love a funny subject line. The subject lines pull me in. Somebody even wrote, what do you even put in these subject lines? That was a funny subject line. I was like, that you got me. So this subject line was messy lesbian office drama help. So I was like, you've got me.
Yes.
You've got me. I'm in. Okay.
You've got.
Hey, Kara and Jackie, longtime LPN fan and could not be happier that I decided to randomly listen to this show. You are both authentic and hilarious and approach these situations with an equal amount of empathy, humor, and grace, and every episode is an absolute delight.
Oh my God, thank you.
Never stop being you or doing this show. I mean, retire as soon as you can. Capitalism is a trap. I love it.
Love this.
I love that.
I'm in.
Also, I'm never going to stop reading people's compliments. You guys are all so nice when you write us. And
Thank you.
I'm going to keep reading the compliments. Trixie and Katya, I love their podcast. They just started reading compliments a couple of episodes ago, and they started with something that I texted Trixie. They started because I wrote her a happy 250th anniversary thing. And I was like, and now they read compliments at the end of every episode.
That's great.
We do it at the beginning of every submission.
Also remember, honestly, compliments are free. Just a quick reminder. Just
as a nice way.
Just, when we comment on what people can choose about, talk about clothing, talk about things that they've chosen for themselves, compliments get you everywhere, y'all.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Saying.
All right. Back to the slitter. I really needed your take on this situationship and to figure out what the actual fuck to do. It's probably low stakes, but it's driving me insane. So I, Rachel, these are not real names, 36, am a licensed therapist who began working at a nonprofit that provides free mental health services for those who are reentering society after long periods of incarceration or have other trauma around the justice system.
Oh my God.
Hell
Thank you.
yes.
Jesus.
Thank you. This is so fucking important. Recidivism is it's really, really important work that you're doing. I've been here about 6 months, and we are a small staff of about 20, including executive leadership with about 7 counselors, some caseworkers, and administrative staff. We all work in one building, and everyone, even leadership, is down to earth, and I love it. We have a program director, we'll call her Laura, who is a few years younger than me. We hit it off right away. She's incredibly smart, incredibly caring, and incredibly attractive. We talk all the time at work, text outside of work frequently, and even have grabbed drinks a couple of times after work. There is also another therapist I work with who is my age that I get along with super well. We discuss clients, shoot the shit, and my office is right next to her, so we talk often. Let's call her Sharon. I confided in one of the other counselors last week that I was considering asking Laura out on a proper date. I feel like the feelings are mutual, and it's been a few months of flirting, talking inside and outside of work, and we've been spending more time together working on some things to help the organization. The counselor gave me a look and said, I thought you and Sharon were cool. I was obviously confused because Sharon and I are cool, but she isn't my type and she isn't gay, or so I thought. It turns out that it is a pretty well-known but unspoken secret that Laura and Sharon are way more than friends. I knew they were good friends who hung out outside of work, but I thought that was it. This has been going on for at least 3 years, according to my coworker, and everyone has a silent understanding that it is a thing. Also, while Laura is out and openly a lesbian, Sharon is presumably straight and has never disclosed anything otherwise to anyone else. I found this information out about a week ago, and it has me so thrown off. I obviously don't want to ask Laura because Sharon isn't out, and I know Laura wouldn't want to out her. I obviously don't want to ask Sharon for basically the same reason. No one wants to be outed or questioned about their sexuality, especially this way. So my question is, would I be a bitch if I asked Laura out anyway? If this thing between them has been going on for over 3 years, that makes me feel like it is obviously serious and I wouldn't want to mess it up. But I also don't even know if it's true. Now that I've been clued in, it doesn't seem like a real possibility when I see them interact. But I could just be reading into it. I like Sharon and don't want to mess up a friendship, but I also would love to get to know Laura. It feels like either way now, I'm going to mess up one of the dynamics. So do I say fuck it and ask Laura out, or do I respect the lesbian bro code and stay away to honor Sharon? Sorry for the messy lesbian office drama, but I need some expert advice. Thank you and love you both. I included ages to show that A, we are not dumb young, dumb hornballs, and B, let everyone know that therapists are just people too who struggle to understand love, and especially women.
Love you. Oh my gosh.
I love this. Oh my gosh. So, Rachel, here's what is wild about this is that, yes, we're only going off of what coworker told you. And how close is coworker to these two people? If it's an open secret at the office that these two have made out at office parties like for the past 3 years, or is it an open secret that they are in a relationship with each other? Like, those are very different things.
Yes.
These are very different things.
Exactly. Are they in a relationship?
Yes.
Or is this just something that people have known about? Because they say 3 years, but like you said, that doesn't mean they've been together for 3 years. That doesn't mean, it's like,
Right.
was it 3 years ago that maybe
also,
something happened?
You could ask Laura about it and she could go, oh my God, we haven't even kissed in a year. Like, you don't know that.
I know that you said that you didn't want, there was a reason why you didn't want to go to Laura. You're just like,
because it would force her to out Sharon.
But I feel like that's not the case. If this is an open secret within the office, I feel like there's a way of at least asking Laura if she's seeing anybody or going about the way
of... Yeah, that's what or like, have you ever hooked up with anybody at the office? Like maybe after a drink and things are kind of loosened up outside of work. Have you ever hooked up with anybody
part
at the
of getting
office?
to
Have
know
you ever
each
had
other?
a crush on anyone at the office? Like, as part of your flirting and stuff.
Yes.
Just to get into it. I mean, I guess I don't want you to like fully act like, and then if she tells you, actually, yeah, Sharon and I have had this on, are you supposed to act like you don't know?
No, I think that you say, oh, I heard, but I wanted to respect her and didn't want to be like, I assume that. I think that that's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like I just didn't want to assume. And also, it was a rumor, so I wanted to hear from you. So this is not something I assumed was definitely the case. You know what I mean?
Like, why are we assuming Sharon is not out just because she doesn't like openly talk about her personal life?
And
like,
also,
and I'm just, again, only going off of what you've given us here, Rachel. Like, I just don't know if we can assume that just because Sharon is not like
out at the office,
that she's not out in her real life, and or that she's straight in any way. Maybe she's bi. I mean, like, we have no idea.
But Rachel, I imagine you feel that you would know because you have offices you have your office right next to theirs. So I imagine you'd be like, but I would know at this point, especially working in a therapist's office.
Maybe not. Maybe this is a person.
Right.
And maybe this is a person. Maybe Sharon is the kind of person who is like, I really shouldn't shit where I eat, which is another thing I would ask you to consider here is you really like this job and you really like working with all these people. And I know that you want to get to know Laura better. Like, is it going to fuck stuff up if you and Laura date and then it doesn't work out? Is it going to fuck stuff up like with Sharon? Like, is all of this worth it? But I know you like Laura, so that's tough
because
too.
Here's the thing. I want to know more information about what is known about Sharon and Laura, because whoever knew about it, and is there a reason, like, if the reason why it's under wraps is because they're not supposed to be outwardly dating each other, or like because of working together? Like, is there also that? Because I imagine in the world of therapists, there's got to be something you've got to navigate around, like in most jobs that there would be, of shitting where you eat, which I know we shouldn't just refer to as shitting where you eat because technically that's a horrible way to describe this.
But I also guess it's also like, if it's therapists, that is a little bit of like, yes, you can work as part of like a therapist in a therapy group, like where you're all in the same sharing office space, but you're not necessarily working together because it's one-on-one therapy. Do you know what I mean? One of my therapists in New York was like part of like a group, but it wasn't like she could have been married to the therapist in the place next door. I didn't even know who that was. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're working on projects together. We're trying to get accounts together and someone's above someone else. And because you said there is leadership. So I think as long as it's not like affecting, you know, if it's not like a sexual harassment thing, you know, where like it could affect like someone's upward mobility. But that doesn't necessarily sound like that's a thing in a therapy like collective. So I don't know. I'm really like torn about this because I do feel like this is going to start shit no matter how it goes. Even if it's like those two have not been a thing together forever, Sharon might feel some kind of way about you guys hooking up if it starts getting known around the office. Also, or dating.
I feel like before you would want to know, like get to know Laura in a different way, I feel like I would want to know how she's dealing with a a situation within the office that may have already ended. Like if they had done something and then it's already over and that it was something that was in the past.
Or maybe it is like Sharon is closeted and maybe Laura is like sort of grappling with that. We had a caller last week who was like in love with someone that is like closeted and, you know, right? Or 2 weeks ago or something. So
I would find out more information from Laura.
More info from Laura.
Don't go to Sharon about it.
No.
I would say don't go to Sharon about it. And maybe, you know, if you guys become like, it does seem you're friends with Sharon too. You and
Laura are both out lesbians. I think you guys can have conversations openly together. If you're out to each other, you can have, like, Sharon is like, to me, like a closed off port of information right now. Because you don't know anything about her and you don't want to like cross that line and make something inappropriate at work too. But with Laura, and she's the one that you're interested in too, like, feel it out. If you really feel like she's heavily flirting with you too, then if she's in a relationship with someone else, I think that's not open or whatever.
I was about to be like, or is it open? And we don't
like,
know.
you just don't know anything. So I think I don't think it's bitchy for you to ask her a little bit like of like these questions like we suggested before. And then at some point be like, you know, I've been feeling like I want to get to know you better. I've been having like some feelings for you. And if you're not cool with that at work, I get that. And I can totally like back off but I've been wanting to ask you on a date, but I don't want to cause anything at work if you're seeing someone. I would imagine you would know if she was seeing someone. If you guys keep hanging out and you talk in and out of work, she wouldn't have mentioned my girlfriend, my partner, my situationship. Like, I don't know. I think you need to get more information from her.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. But I do think it would be a little bit bitchy to just be like, fuck it.
Want to go out?
If I don't know if it's true, like, but just saying that you don't know if it's true because you're not observing it with your own eyes, like they could just be a certain way at work together.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, but also I think people at work say shit all the time that they don't know what the hell they're talking about. This person you talk to might have been like, no, I know they've hooked up at least 2 Christmas parties. And to her, that's like, they have this on again, off again romance. It's like, you just don't know.
You don't know.
You know?
And you know we all are living for the office drama.
Yes.
Especially that subject line.
I need more messy lesbian office drama. Give me more. Feed it to me.
Love it.
Please let us know what happens. I'm rooting for you and Laura to work out if nothing's going on with Sharon and Laura.
Let us know what happens, please.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to play our first call
Love it.
Of the episode.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch. Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hi, ladies. I am calling for advice on forcing somebody to quit an addiction. I am currently pregnant with my husband and I's first child, but also the first grandbaby for his side of the family. We are all very excited. We all get along very well. Everything is going to be hunky-dory. Here's where Who's the Bitch comes in. His parents are both heavy smokers. As time has gone on and all of their children left the nest, they both started smoking even more, to the point that when they come out to visit us, they smell like cigarettes. And I have had to ask them to not wear the smoking jacket because when you hang it in the hallway with the other coats, it reeks, which they have been amenable to. Like I said, we are all adults here. Talking is no issue. I don't want our baby to be held by somebody who smells so badly of cigarettes because I'm worried that their little face is going to be pressed up against somebody's chest and inhaling all of that secondhand smoke. Totally reasonable. My husband is very on board with that. Here's kind of where I think he might be the bitch. He's going to try and use this situation to force his parents to quit smoking if they want to have access to our baby. I haven't given my opinion on this to him because it is his parents and it is how he wants to handle things. However, I don't think he should do it like this. I think it would be more reasonable to ask them not to smoke when they come out to visit us. We live out of state. We don't see them more than once a year. And I don't want to hang access to their only grandchild over their head to force them to quit smoking because I don't think that's going to work. And I think it would drive a wedge in between them and this new family member. I do think that it's reasonable to ask them not to smoke around our children. I think it's reasonable to ask them to only wear clean clothing. However, I don't want to force them to quit something they're addicted to. I don't think that works. My husband and both of his siblings are totally on board with this plan.
Wow.
We have not told his parents that I am pregnant yet. And I am concerned that this is going to turn into a whole situation that is unnecessary. However, I might be being the bitch for wanting to let these people continue to smoke a pack a day between them. Whatever floats their boat is my opinion, but their own children seem to disagree. So am I being a bitch for wanting to just leave them alone? Is my husband being a bitch for trying to force this on them? Are they being bitches for clearly smoking way too many and reeking like cigarettes? I'd like your opinion. Thank you.
Whoo boy.
I mean, end of the day, we all know addiction is the bitch. It is the ultimate bitch of all. And I will throw that out there.
Yeah.
I will definitely out the gate say you cannot force anyone to quit anything.
No.
It is just not going to work. I'm saying this as someone that loved smoking cigarettes.
Same.
Oh, did I love smoking cigarettes?
Was smoking not my good pal.
Oh my God. And if anybody told me that I shouldn't be smoking cigarettes.
Literally, the way I quit smoking cigarettes, which I've talked about a million times, I think, on this and every podcast I've ever done, is The Easy Way to Quit Smoking by Alan Carr. And he talks about how that's not how ultimatums do not work. You can walk into a room and tell the love of your life, I'm going to leave. I'm going to walk out that door if you don't quit smoking. And a true addict will be like, bye. They're not like, it's not like they're not trying. It's just like, that's not helpful. That's not how it's going to work.
Yes.
But I do think that for someone to quit smoking, specifically smoking, they have to want to.
Yes.
You have to want to quit smoking.
Correct.
I got to a point where I was like, why the fuck am I doing this? I loved smoking for a long time. And then I was like, I wish I wasn't doing this anymore. I like really had to get to sort of like, not like a rock bottom, but I guess a rock bottom for cigarette smoking is like, it's -2 degrees outside. I'm wrapped up. I'm freezing. No one's with me. And I'm out here ripping a butt just because I want to. Like, maybe that's not the best, you know? And I feel like these grandparents, like future grandparents, have to get to that kind of like on their own.
But you can't use your child as an excuse.
Yeah.
I feel, honestly, husband and the siblings, we understand where they're coming from. You don't want to watch your, it's even when it comes down to like the amount of money they're spending, the amount, it's like there are ways though, I feel that your husband and the siblings can talk to their parents about them asking them to not smoke cigarettes anymore for them.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with a child that has not been born yet. It has nothing to do with you. If that is what your husband and his siblings choose to do, and that is what they want to go to their parents to say, would you, for us, consider stopping smoking? And also, for reasons X, Y, and Z.
Hey, I'm having a baby. I want you to be in my grandchild's life. You are shortening your life by smoking. It would really mean a lot to me if you would try, and I can help you. I would love to help you, like talk about the pill, the book, the gum, like a couple of different smoking cessation techniques, like hypnotherapy. I've heard of some friends have great luck with XYZ. Like your husband is willing to work with them to help them, not put their foot down, especially because in my experience, personally, parents really don't like getting ultimatums from their children. That I think can really trigger some anger. So I think coming to that, and I don't know what they're like. Right. Maybe that's my own personal thing. But like, I think coming to them and saying like, listen, we're so excited about this next chapter and having a baby and you being their grandparents. We really want you to be around. And it's like really concerning to us that you guys are still smoking and we would really love to try to help you quit. Not, you cannot see this baby if you don't quit. They live out of state. You see them once a year. What you're talking about is called third-hand smoke, which is children getting people getting exposed to toxins in cigarette smoke from fabrics and things like that. I think it's much more of an issue for someone that when it's a persistent, it's your parent, it's someone that you're with for, I don't think your kids seeing their grandparent for a week of the year and being held by them for probably a total of an hour a day is going to actually damage your child. Though I am absolutely with you that when this pristine little baby comes into the world, you definitely are like, I stopped using Tide with fragrance. I mean, you do a lot of stuff where you're just like, I don't want to hurt, organic, this and that. You do a lot of stuff like that. I think that that's completely understandable that you don't want your kid to like smell like smoke. You ask people to wash their hands before they hold your baby. Anybody.
Yes, even like they can change a shirt. Like you give them a shirt that they can wear.
Like you can give them like you can have the kid wrapped in some kind of like blanket. I don't know. There's definitely like ways to get around that stuff. But I think that your brother and his siblings probably feel. I'm sorry, your husband and his siblings. Not your brother.
Yeah,
your husband and his siblings.
You got another problem.
Okay, we got to talk about you and your brother having a baby. No, your husband and the siblings, like, I think are just sad that their parents still smoke and they don't want their parents to die. And they're like, this is our bargaining chip. And that's not the way to go about it.
I would also throw it out there that maybe your husband and his siblings maybe might want to read The Easy Way to Quit Smoking by Alan Carr, just because as someone that this book really did help both Kara and I separately.
It really put things into perspective of like, this is not a person like choosing you. It's like the addiction is just all-encompassing.
It's the monster that lives inside of their brain that they feed that has become larger than inside of their brain. And it is, I feel like it just puts it in perspective a little bit more, that maybe it might give more of an advantage for your husband and his siblings to talk to them about it, because it is a scary conversation to have. Like you said, a lot of the boomers don't want to be told because they're like, I've been around a lot longer than you. I think I know what I'm doing. But
at this point with cigarettes, it's not like, well, I've done my own research. Like cigarettes are not, they do shorten your life. Like they're not good for you.
But at the same time, my dad was at a point that like he had been addicted to cigarettes for so long that the doctor literally was like, he would go into complete shock if he stopped smoking now, like towards the dementia, like because he was forgetting that he smoked. So it's like, oh, this is good. But like there were times that it was greatly affecting him because his addiction was so strong. And I'm not saying that this is the case for those parents. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that every situation is different. And I do think there's a way for you guys to go about talking about this, but also you are right. You have nothing to do with this. This is not coming from you. This is not about the child that is inside of you. You don't make it about that. Don't make the baby the fulcrum of this argument.
Because are you saying that they is your husband saying that they can't see the kids like on FaceTime? Like, are they not going to have like be able to send gifts? Are they not going to be able to like call or like, you're not going to send photos? Like you're talking full fucking blackout until they quit. That's like really, really not the way to go about it. If you're saying we don't want you holding the baby while the baby's like a newborn, if you're smoking, I mean, that's really complicated because I understand that people like don't want their, you can ask them to change clothes and wash hands and stuff like that. But I think that ultimately, I think you're doing this for the wrong reasons, your husband. And I think you can stay out of it, but I do think you could tell him how you feel.
Yes.
I think you just say like, I've done some research about this and like, I really feel that it's going to be much more constructive for you to come to your parents with this as helpers and not as people giving an ultimatum, not as like taskmasters. Correct. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that I hope you can get somewhere with it because like my grandmother smoked and eventually put it away in like way later in her life. It still caused respiratory problems that led to her death. But like, people can quit at late ages. And I think maybe this is coming to them and saying, we want you to be at your grandchild's high school graduation. We want you to be at their wedding. Do you want to be there? So can we talk about your health choices?
Yes.
Like rather than,
no,
absolutely
smoking, no
quit
baby
or no baby. Like
all
that's
smoking,
just
no baby.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it
I
just
think it's
feels
pretty
like
bad.
it also just feels very antagonistic when you come to them with good news and then say, and here's the catch. You don't get to even be near this kid unless you fucking clean up your act and stop smoking.
And it immediately puts a whole weight and
have you had a conversation with has he had a conversation with his parents in a long time?
Right, about
Are they
it.
saying, nah, fuck it, smoking's fine? If that's their thing, then okay, let's be like, I don't really want my kids to be around cigarette smoke, so that could limit some of the time that you're around them. But if they're like, I know we've been really wanting to quit forever, it's just what's been the kick in the pants. Maybe this kid can be the kick in the pants.
Maybe this would be it.
But I
wish you luck though, because I understand it's hard. It's hard to watch when you're just like, if you would just stop.
It's so great though to be on the other end of smoking. I will say I loved it for so long, but I'm really happy to be on the other side of it.
It is really crazy when people have asked me, they're like, you never crave it. And it's that book, and I know the book doesn't work for everybody, but it's me, you, and Holden all separately.
Nikki Glazer's the one that told me about it.
And Nikki Glazer, we separately use this book.
The book like slowly brainwashes you, which I think is what you need. Because you're addicted to something,
Yeah, and now I think about it. I think about, like, every time I think about trying to have another, because for me, I know if I ever touch another cigarette, I'm going to be back into smoking cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
So it is just like, I just got to keep it away from me. And that's what joints are for.
Keep shining.
Yes, baby.
Okay. Thank you so much for writing in with this. Congratulations on your baby.
Congratulations. And I'm so sorry that
exciting.
this is a weight in your brain. Just talk to your husband about it, okay?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be on you right now.
Yeah. Jackie, please read our next email submission.
Do it. Hi, Jackie and Kara. My sister introduced me to Who's the Bitch, and I binged all the episodes. I'm obsessed with you both.
Yes,
Thank
go
you.
all the way. Start at the beginning.
Yes, bitch. I have a bitchuation that is layered and could be a novel, but I'll be concise. I'm Lola, not my real name, 42, female. I had a soulmate level friend named Charlie, not his real name. We had two friendships. The first was with straight Charlie. He and I were very close. He helped me through my divorce, and he was very attentive until he became too attentive and pushed some boundaries. I called him on it, and he didn't respond well, and our friendship ended. It affected me more than my divorce, to the point that I moved to another state to get a fresh start. The second iteration of our friendship was bi Charlie. He called me out of the blue a year or so after I moved and came out to me as bisexual. He'd been married to a woman, but they were now separated, although he said she had always known about his bisexuality, and that wasn't what caused the separation. He said right now he was exclusively interested in men. I had always suspected he was queer, so I wasn't surprised and was honored that he told me. Bi Charlie was a completely different person and a lot of fun. We traveled together, picked up dudes together, went dancing at gay bars, and we felt closer than ever before. We had fabulous times. But Charlie was still pushing boundaries. One day he told me about how pretty other dudes thought his dick was. This was a new avenue in our friendship because straight Charlie was never very sexual around me. Mm-hmm. Then Charlie sent me a picture of his dick to prove how pretty it was. My first thought was embarrassment and having been disrespected. He didn't ask to send it to me. If he had, I probably would have said sure, but he didn't give me the option, and I didn't get to mentally prepare myself for this new part of our friendship. I was afraid of losing my friend again, so I didn't confront him about it. But I did talk to our mutual friend Anna, not her real name, and her reaction told me that I'd made a huge mistake in trusting her. She wanted the details, not to help me process how to respond to him. Charlie did eventually apologize, and I let it go. Then one day I went to visit Charlie, and the trip revealed a lot about my new friendship with him. He had moved back in with his wife in their shared house, which he had said because he couldn't afford the rent on his apartment plus the mortgage. I realized that he also hadn't told his wife that he was bisexual and was sleeping with other men. She seemed to be under the impression that he had cheated on her once with a woman and had punished himself by moving out for a while. She also suspected that I was coming to visit because he was having an affair with me. I learned this by overhearing a loud argument shortly after I arrived. I told Charlie I was uncomfortable and wanted to leave, but he begged me to stay. I wanted to support my friend through what I thought was a new and confusing time for him, having recently come out, so I agreed to stay. That same night, our mutual friend Anna texted Charlie to tell him that I'd talked to her about his dick pic. Later that night, Charlie brought me out to a bar to talk to me. I was excited. I thought I was going to spend some time with Bye Charlie. Instead, he told me that I had broken his trust by talking to Anna about the dick pic, and he couldn't trust me to keep his secrets from his wife that he was seeing other men. He told me I should go back to the house, pack up my things, and get a flight home. I was still afraid of ruining our friendship forever and thought we might be able to come back from this one, so I didn't tell his wife that he was still actively cheating on her with a lot of other people, or that he'd sent me a picture of his dick. It's been 3 years and I haven't spoken to Anna or Charlie. I cut Anna off when she wanted to explain herself, but I did reach out to Charlie twice to see if he'd respond, and he never did. I know that Charlie is a bitch for lying to me and to his wife and disrespecting my boundaries. I know that Anna is a bitch for breaking my trust when I confided in her. I think I'm a bitch for not telling Charlie's wife that he was cheating on her with a lot of people. I could have done that without outing him, and she deserved to know. I think I'm the bitch for missing Charlie. I haven't had a friend as close as Charlie since then, and I think I'm the bitch for not missing Anna or giving her the chance to explain herself. But I think it'll be too painful to hear her try to justify breaking my trust, and I feel like it says something that I don't miss her. ... Right? But why do I miss Charlie? Do I just miss having a friend like him, or do I miss who I thought Charlie was in my head, even though he proved to be something else entirely? I'd love your take, ladies. Lola.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Well, Lola, I feel like, hindsight is 2020, and we never want to cut off a friendship with a friend, but I think it is a red flag that when you merely brought up your boundaries to him and that he was pushing them, he ended your friendship completely.
Yeah.
That's a red flag to start with the kind of guy that we're talking about here.
Yes.
Then this man sounds like an absolute narcissist. This is a full man that's I do what I want. I don't really care who I hurt around me. I like to get compliments and people to talk about me and be obsessed with me. And it sounds like he is a fun friend to be around because he likes to go out and do a lot of the same things as you. And you guys are fun. And I'm sure there's a deeper level to it too, because you said that he was a soulmate level friend as well. But you can't really have a soulmate level friend who wants you to keep their shitty secrets for them.
Yeah.
And then blames you for first of all, the whole dick pic situation is to me, that's kind of wrapped up. He sent it without asking. He shouldn't have done that. He apologized later. So you guys kind of worked past that, right?
Yeah.
You are absolutely fine to be pissed at this Anna person because they shouldn't have betrayed your trust and talked about it. But you're within your rights to speak to another friend about something that another friend did to make you uncomfortable.
Yes.
And if Charlie doesn't get that and is making you leave a visit at his home and kicking you out because you reached out to get, you should have been asking Charlie to go out and have a night with you and say, "What's up, dude? Why did you bring me here for this visit and not tell me that you're living a full lie to your wife? That puts me in such a shitty position."
Yes.
Your wife thinks I'm fucking you. Your wife thinks that that you're only fucking her. There's so many lies going on here that you didn't even give me a heads up about. That's disrespectful all the way around to you.
I think
Lola.
you should be angrier, Lola. I know that you want to be down on yourself for missing Charlie because it sounds like you guys did have quite a connection. And when a friendship ends, especially a good one, and you mourn it, you need to grieve this friendship because the person that you were friends with is nuts no more. I feel that all of this is so disrespectful, and it would be one thing if it was, the dick pic and then the apology. It's the fact that, like Kara said, that he immediately ended the trip, that the fact that you talked about it with someone, which also goes to show, personally, I feel like he knows he was wrong, and rather than wanting to deal with it, he is then flipping it on you because this is easier for him to deal with. Because obviously he's wrong about the fact that he is still cheating with other people, regardless of their gender. He's cheating on his wife over and over again and not being open about it. And you have to be complicit in this lie, and you're not allowed to talk to anyone about it. I feel like if he thought that he was in the right, he'd be like, why are you talking to other people? You know, I feel like this is...
Yeah, and he'll be back. Charlie will be back. Like, he's a narcissist. He'll come around again when he feels like he needs your attention. And you guys also said, it sounds like you guys also probably at one point had a real soul connecting friendship.
Yes.
Great. But then afterwards, it seems like you travel together, you go to gay bars, you pick up guys, you go dancing, like you just are fun friends.
Fun friends.
Do you know what I mean? Because a person that you can't even give any feedback to is not a soulmate level friend. Maybe he was, but not anymore.
Not anymore. That's what I'm saying.
A person who is expecting you to like hide their and keep their secrets for them and literally making you leave because he doesn't think that you're capable of doing that is beyond. I mean, like, this is not a person that you need to have a friendship with at all. And I think what you're missing is the fun times. And I've absolutely been there. Like, I have been in toxic relationships where I'm like, but we have so much fun together.
And it's called codependence.
Yeah.
And sometimes you love, because like, and I'm not saying this about you, but I will throw it out there as someone that I look back at one specific friendship that I'm like, but he's the best. We always have a great time. And then I realize years later, oh, we were really just giving each other excuses to be the worst parts of ourselves in a fun way.
Yeah.
I was having lots of fun, but then looking back, I realized, oh, this friendship wasn't good for either one of us, was it?
Yeah.
And while, you know, you may describe it as this like fun going out, now it is like part of you. And I wonder if you're part of the grieving of this friendship that I imagine that you have to go through is also knowing, how do you feel about the fact that he lied to you about cheating on his wife? Like, how do you feel about that? You've brought up the word disrespected, but I really feel like you should be angrier about this situation, about how you have been treated here. This is not a friend that I would want to continue to have.
You have to keep this guy out of your life.
Keep
this
it
is
out.
not like, I don't even care if he's like, I realize I was so wrong. I was so bad. It's like 3 strikes, you're out. Like, this is, we're done.
But
like, this is enough
Don't be upset
times.
with yourself, though. Don't be upset that you miss him. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're grieving the person that you're not friends with anymore. And that's okay.
That's okay.
That's
Yes.
and because people change and we don't always change in the same direction. You guys had been growing and changing kind of in a similar direction, but now
No, he's a
done.
bitch. He wants to go out and just get whatever pleasure
get
he
your
wants in
play.
life, and he wants to do it. And he doesn't care really who's going to suffer from it, and you can let his wife deal with that. I in terms of, do I think that you should tell his wife? We've had this question before. Like, I found out that so-and-so is cheating massively on their wife. Should I let them know?
I think that I would, if I were going to talk to By Charlie again, I would definitely be like, you need to tell your wife. This is,
But he's not even responding to her. So,
Right.
and he's not going to do anything she says. So I don't know. Like, I don't think you really owe his wife anything if you didn't know her very well or whatever. Like, if they got married during the period that you guys weren't friends, like if she's a friend of yours and you feel you owe that to her, that's fine. I kind of feel like this woman is an adult and she's got to know what's going on with her husband. Like, he is, or maybe they're not married anymore and he's only living with her because of financial reasons. Like, I don't know. That part of the story was a little confusing to me. But if she thinks that this man is being like, she is blind, if she thinks this man is like a loyal, faithful husband, she immediately, when you came for a visit, had a loud fight where she accused him of having an affair with you. She knows what's going on. I don't think you need to tell her anything else. Like, her not knowing about the bi-ness of it or that it's with men, I don't think
No, it's just cheating. It's cheating.
I mean, it's cheating. And I hope that this woman is, I don't know, I really hope she's figuring it out, because this guy is bad. But a lot of people are with bad with, I wouldn't get your nose in it. Back to the conversation about Anna. If Anna was your good friend and this is the only mistake that she has made where she mentioned the dick pic thing to him, then I don't know that you need to fully cut, and I don't know how close you were with her. But if you feel like you missed your friendship with her and maybe you did cut her off without letting her explain herself, then call her up and say, you know what? Maybe I didn't let you explain yourself. Let's go up. Let's meet up.
Let's talk.
Let's talk it out.
All
And
right.
maybe if she explains herself and says, I'm really sorry. I made a mistake. Like, I kind of thought that I could talk to him about why he did that or whatever. It seems like you were a little bit wary of her when you even told her the story because it made it sound like she was in it for the gossip and not in it for the actual help. So if she's not a good friend, then she can be wiped clean along with bye Charlie, straight Charlie, any which way you go, Charlie.
Yes.
You can get rid of the whole kit and caboodle. If you feel like you miss Anna, and you were made a snap judgment based on all of the ins and outs of this whole conversation and this whole situation, and you'd like to, maybe try to repair things with her, I think you could totally do that. But
No, this is a goodbye Charlie situation.
Yeah, but it's goodbye Charlie. I mean, I don't think cutting someone off when they've made one mistake is healthy or normal. But I also think that it could be that this friend and you were not that close. So you don't really need to repair anything there. And to me, if you're not that close with her and it's not a friendship that you need to salvage, she's just another link to Charlie.
Exactly. And you don't need that.
And I would just get that gone. But that's up to you because I don't really know. You didn't give us enough about the Anna of it specifically. But you're not the bitch here. And I think it's completely fine, like Jackie said, to be sad that your fun days with Charlie, your little travel trips, you might not have a friend like him in your life right now. You can find one. You can find a normal Charlie to be your fun wingman, travel buddy, wing woman, wing person. You can find another person. There could be another Charlie in your life who's Charlie without the narcissism.
Exactly. Wouldn't that be beautiful?
And wouldn't that be beautiful? All right, let's listen to our next voicemail.
Please.
Thank you for calling. Who's the bitch? Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hi, Karen, Jackie. I really enjoy your show, and I just got done listening to your latest episode about passive aggressiveness, and that one I really enjoyed. But I have a kind of a low-stakes situation. So to get to it, me and my husband, work opposite shifts. I go to work at 6 and I get off at 2. And then 2 is when my husband goes to work and he gets off at 10 o'clock at night. So there's not a lot of times during the week that we get to see each other. So when we have our 2 days off together, the weekend, we try and hang out as much as we can, but also give us time to do our own thing. So there was just this weekend, me and him, I wanted to go out and do some stuff with each other, go out and eat and run some errands and do some shopping. And my husband has this habit of constantly messaging people while we're out having, our date. And, when he's answering or texting people and I'm talking to him, he will not hear anything I'm saying. And I didn't know he was messaging at first, but no, I'll be trying to talk to him and have a conversation, and he would totally tune me out while he's filling out a text message. And at first, the first time I'm whatever, but it happened 2 more times where I kept trying to talk to him, but he completely just didn't hear what I said because he was too busy on his phone. And I asked him twice, please put your phone away. Can you wait till we get home to message everybody? Because, it's supposed to be us kind of going out and having us time. Put your phone away, please. Because I don't like being on my phone when I'm hanging out with people. So, and this is not the first time he's done it. He does this all the time. And I kind of snapped the third time he did it. And I yelled at him and I told him, I feel like we can't have an actual date without you messaging people. And I just hate that he's not listening to me when I'm talking to him because he's glued to his phone. I feel bad for yelling at him, but I also feel justified being angry because it's please put your phone away. I thought it was really rude, but yeah, that's my situation. Please let me know if I was the bitch for snapping.
I'm so sorry that you're married to me. That's really, it's really tough. I try to make up for it in the bedroom, but I'm tough.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just saying I'm so guilty of this. And my husband has been very communicative with me. He has not snapped or yelled at me.
Okay.
And he'll be guilty of it sometimes as well.
Sure.
We're both guilty of it, but I'm worse because I think that sometimes he might I think like maybe you just haven't like set the actual expectation of like, to me, honey, because of our work schedules, I consider these days like dates. Like this is when I'm spending time with you because I don't see you in the evenings. We don't get to unwind and do our whole like, here's what happened to me today conversations because of our schedules. So when we're out doing this stuff, I feel like these are dates. He might feel like, no, this is us just doing errands and doing shit. And I can like look at my phone whenever I want because, you know, you went into this store and I started a text with my buddy and now I'm just responding to him. But you're thinking about it in a different way. And so I think you guys need to get on the same page about it. You're like not a bitch for snapping. We snap at our husbands, like we snap at our partners. That's like
it happens.
That's life, okay? But like you just have to be like, I think that what you're not realizing is like I'm taking these days kind of like I take this as really quality time that we're spending together. So is there a way that you can like in the morning before we leave to go out and do our plans, you can like take an hour and like bang out all your text messages if they're about work or they're about friends or whatever and make all your plans and then kind of like keep it away for the rest of the day? Or what I'll do sometimes is go, hey, I just need to text so-and-so about something. Can I have 2 minutes to do this?
This is exactly,
instead of just
Kara.
picking it up while someone's in the middle of talking, which I do all the time. Like your husband is not alone. Listen, I just had a guest on another podcast of mine talking about this book called Stolen Focus. It's the actress Aya Cash from You're the Worst was on my other podcast. And she was like, I love this book called Stolen Focus. And so Jared immediately ordered it, immediately read it, and now it's sitting on my bedside table for me to read when I'm done scrolling Instagram. Okay, but it's like literally about a lot of ways that we've lost focus in the way that we communicate with each other and that we are with each other. You seem like you're more of like an old school person who is like, I just don't have my phone on me. Like I have friends like this. They're like, I just don't check it. I don't care. I'm not on social. I don't really care. Like I go use my phone for necessity and that's it. I am fully addicted to my phone. Like a lot of people are.
Oh yeah.
I'm phantom checking it. Like I didn't just check it 10 seconds ago. I realize that I'm really trying to cut back on it and be better about it. But specifically around my kids and my husband, because like my kids do get on me and they're like, well, you're not listening to me because you're on your phone. And I'm like, yes, but I am setting up a play date for you, or I am Googling how to get to your soccer practice. Like I'm not actually always like, now they are using it a little bit too much, but I am like, yeah, they do sometimes think I'm not listening to them because I'm on my phone and that sucks. Like, and your husband, I think, and you just need to figure out some systems.
I think it is all in the communication of this. And I completely understand because I feel similarly, but also have you talked to your husband about your expectation for a date day?
Yeah.
That, like you said, I think your husband does not, like Kara said, I think that he's like, we're just running errands. And I get that. And I've had this conversation with my husband before, and now things are so much better because really it used to drive me crazy when he would be on his phone and not paying attention. And now if I'm in the middle of talking to him and I see him pick up his phone to start responding to, or do whatever he wants on his phone, I'll go, oh, you have to do something on your phone. I'll wait.
That's what I do too.
I'll wait. And usually it is him, and I wait for him to respond to something, and we pause the conversation, and then we get back into the conversation. And I'm not doing it in a bitchy way. It's just that
usually the person will stop if it's not something they don't need to do.
Exactly.
If it's like, sorry, this is just my kid's friend. Like I need to figure this out for
don't worry about it.
It's a doctor or
you
whatever.
Do you, yes.
It's whatever. It's important.
You got to do it. Sometimes you got to respond. Sometimes you got to get back to an email real quick. Sometimes you got to do things. We all get that. But we also know that 80% of us looking at our phone is doom scrolling, okay? Yeah. And a lot of us know that a lot of it is just the addiction of it, that maybe it is possible. And I know that I've brought this up before, but like I used to notice often my husband in big hang situations would be on his phone and would pull away, and eventually it would annoy me so much that I was like, I think it's really rude that you do that. And he explained to me, I just get very overwhelmed when everyone is talking, when there's a lot of cacophony. And this is also just how his brain works, I will say, that he needs to shut off and just stare at a phone and like reconnect with himself so that he can continue hanging out. Once he said that to me, I was like, that makes a lot of sense. And now when I see him pull out his phone, if we're in a big group of people and walk to the side, I'm like, oh, he needs a second.
Yeah.
And I'm not upset about it anymore. But it used to really annoy me. And it was something that just knowing that like, oh, he just needed, and of course, I'm not saying that he can't abuse that. I'm not saying
And
that anybody can abuse
something
that.
is really serious. Sometimes it's a deadline. Sometimes it's a really
Right.
serious friend that needs you. But your partner can't read your mind.
Right.
So they don't know.
And I'm not saying every time you got to pick up that you touch your phone, you have to be like, hold on, I'm just.
Yeah.
But if we're in a date day, like if on a Saturday, Jeff and I, but I also, even if we're running errands, I will establish this is a date day.
Yeah.
We're having a little errand date day.
Yeah.
And I establish that it's a date day. And to him, he knows that I expect him to be more present when it's just the two of us.
I think you just need to, instead of just like making a comment and like letting it get more upsetting into you until you snap, you guys need to like sit and have a chat about it and be like, I'm absolutely fine with you. I'm not saying you have to like put your phone away completely, but can we designate like sometimes, or maybe like if you're, I don't know, like if you're like, hey, I have to go do this one errand over here. Do you want to like wait for me on this bench and answer a couple of your texts and I'll be right back?
I'll be back.
Like just, and then it's like, then they get it out of their system or whatever. But I also think that it's half the time it's not important and it's just people responding or their friend. Half the time I'm like, who are you even texting? And he's like, oh, it's my dad thread. It's just Arnold Schwarzenegger memes. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that's
gotta get
really
back,
important that you didn't listen to me talk about something that I was really worried about with the kids.
But even then, if it is that, that's fine. But I do want it, like, if we're hanging out, I do expect now him to be like, oh, hold on a second, I gotta send this Schwarzenegger meme to my dad chat. Like, all good. Just give me the, 1 second, let me respond.
Yeah.
Because don't lie to me and be like, I can do both things at once. A lot of us,
I
we
always
really
think
can't.
I can.
Okay?
I'm
We
always
can't.
like, I'm listening. I can't. I'm
thinking
not
about other
listening.
things.
I'm tip-tapping.
Yes, we're doing other things.
Yeah.
And that's completely fine. We all have, a lot of us have a debilitating addiction to our phone. It's just how we talk about it. And
so I
this
would just
can be-
make a plan.
Yes. And I promise you, I really had a lot of issues with Jeff when we first started dating about this. And now we have no issues
Yeah,
about
we've gotten way better too. Because I realize I'm doing it. He realizes he's doing it. We're just better.
But important though, sidebar though, in talking to your partner about it, talk about it when it's not actively happening.
Yeah.
Talk about it when you're not actively upset
Like
about
the day
it.
before your next date day. Be like, I just want to
Exactly.
talk really quickly because like, I'm sorry I snapped at you the other day, but here's how I've been feeling, right? Like you can apologize for like, I mean, you didn't really include anything in your voicemail about like him having any excuses or anything.
Right.
So like, I don't know, like we don't know his side of it, I guess, but like just have a little chit chat.
Yes.
Okay, we have one more quick email and then we're going to get out of here.
You got
Hi girls, good day from Australia.
Oh, good day.
You two are my soundtrack and some sanity in this world. And thank you for existing. Oh, that's so
you.
nice. I love existing. Thank you. I'll just jump right in. So I was with my daughter's father for 7 years. He was pretty much cheating on me on and off the whole time. He would do the thing. I would find out. He would beg forgiveness and I would forgive. Anyway, cut to me finally saying, just stop cheating or leave. He chose to leave. It was a relief to both of us, to be honest. Neither of us had the headache of dishonesty anymore. We are co-parenting well and are running the local pub together here in this small town. Damn. My bituation is, I really want him to get a vasectomy. A bit more we love talking about vasectomies
love
on this show. So you know you've got a vasectomy problem, bring it on. A bit more context. When we separated about a year ago, our youngest was 10 months and our second was 4 years old. I have also been living with and caring for his autistic son for the last 5 years, who is now 12. Anyways, Angus, the ex, has come from a family that is more complicated than mine. He has 3 sisters to 3 different mothers. I have 4 siblings to 1 mother and father. Anyway, what I'm trying to ask is, am I the bitch for saying to Angus that I will never talk to him again if he has a baby with another woman? I feel like I have done a huge amount of forgiving when it comes to shitty behaviors, but I'm drawing a line here. I just don't want him to complicate my daughter's lives. He says he absolutely doesn't want to have any more children, but he's also a man-ho, and I don't trust him not to make a mistake out of carelessness. I've said I will pay for it, around $800 Australian, I'm assuming. I mean, it's in the US, you can get it covered. And he agrees, but I can't make the appointment for him. How hard do I push him on it? How can I push him harder? I don't want to tell someone what to do with their body, but I want him to do it before stuff gets more complicated than it already is. Am I being a weird bitch for trying to control something like this? Should I let it go and let life run its course, or am I justified in my thought process of taking a hard stance on this? Thanks for any input, legends. XO. Regards, Moaning Mandy. I love an old school advice column sign off.
Yes,
Like
Moaning
Sleepless
Mandy.
in Seattle.
Yes.
Moaning Mandy. Listen, Mandy. yeah, I don't know. You can't make somebody have a vasectomy.
I think you can't.
You can't do it. I think there's a lot of ways that you should encourage him to do it. Like, I think you could say, we have a small baby. You have a 10-month-old. That's a baby. So you have a baby and a toddler, essentially, like a 4-year-old. You could be like, financially, you could not handle another child. And I don't want that to affect the support you can provide for my daughter. So I'm invested in you really figuring out a plan to not do this.
Yes.
That said, like, he could even say that he wants to marry the next girlfriend and have a kid with her. Like, and vasectomies are reversible. Like, you cannot control this man's body. So I think you could just put out a couple of things to him saying, like, if you were to impregnate someone else, like, I would not help you support that child. And I would not be like, or you could even say, I would not feel comfortable going into business with someone who'd made a really, or staying in business with someone. Like, I would want to buy you out from the pub or whatever. Like, you could show him the ways that it would fuck up his life, because I do think that you could, like, you know, but there's no way that you could just say, you can never speak to me again. If you guys are in a business together and you're co-parenting, you can't say, I'm never going to speak to you again if you don't get a professional procedure, a surgical procedure.
Because here's the thing. I do want to be like, well, Moaning Mandy, you're not in a relationship with this person, but you are because of running the pub together. And not only are you raising the children that you have together, you're also helping him with his other child as well. So this is so, like, so this isn't,
and you don't want to like threaten to like withhold support from this child that you've actually been helping for. You've been like, you're probably a mother to his son,
I'm
right?
sure,
Like, that's
or at least a parental
7 years
figure.
You've been a parental figure in this child's life. So I'm not saying I'm not going to help you with your son who's not biologically mine anymore, but I think you could say, I don't want to do the business anymore. I don't want, like, I'm going to I think it would really complicate our co-parenting relationship.
I think making it very clear that it would really, really disrupt the ecosystem that you all have created together, and that it's not going to disrupt it in a positive way. And I think if making that very, very clear still does not get him to make the appointment, I don't feel that this is...
Also, like, you could tell him, I know you're a whore and you like to fuck around.
Go do something about it.
Go fuck around.
Yes.
You don't want to wear condoms. No. Do you want to get anybody pregnant?
Please don't make me worry about you.
We're not even talking about disease here, but that's on him. You know, like, if he's going to get chlamydia or something, that's on him. But, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, basically tell him, this is a really simple procedure that I'm willing to pay for. It does not hurt that much, and it's pretty simple. Like, it would be a day of icing your nuts with a bag of frozen peas, and then you can fuck anyone you want and never have another kid.
And never think about it ever again. Why don't you want to do that? Yeah.
I think that, like, you're basically want to play up, I want to give you your freedom. I think you should do this. Like, but I don't think you can do ultimatums. It's like the smoking.
Exactly.
We're going in and out of this episode on smoking on ultimatums. Like, I don't think that's going to work, and you can't do it, really.
No.
You can't keep him away from his kids because of this reason. Like, and so, at least not like legally. So,
but you can be annoying. And you called yourself Moaning Mandy, and I think that sometimes our greatest superpower is being a little annoying. You can bring it up all the time, though.
Keep bringing it up.
You know, this isn't like...
When are we making the appointment? When are we having the vasectomy?
You know, just at the top of... You don't do it, but you can bring it up over and over again. I would say not to do that if Angus had no... like, want to do any of this. I would say then you just leave it alone, and that's a whole other different ballgame. But he does. And I think maybe if you just become so annoying of bringing it up, that he probably might do something about it. But don't force him.
But also, like, I'm also wondering a little bit why you're very like would it be, I mean, I know it would be annoying, but it wouldn't like ruin your current children's lives for them to have a half sibling. that lives nearby. I mean, like it
It's
would
just financially, though.
financially,
that's
I
it,
completely understand the financial part of it.
Yes.
But at the same time, like your ex could also go gamble his life away
Do
at a
anything.
casino. I mean, there's a million ways he could fuck you guys up financially. Like, I think it sounds like just by the way that you've written that his family is more complicated with the different baby mamas and the different sisters from different moms. It's like, you're like, well, I have 4 siblings and we're all to the same mother and father. It's like, yes, that is one way that a family works, but families work in other ways
Many
as
ways.
well, and they can
Yes.
work in other ways. I understand that you're like, this man is irresponsible and fucks around, and you could just see it happening, and it would really, really be annoying in your life, but you can only control kind of like what's in your life and your kid's life like right now. And like, hopefully he realizes that. But again, I think there's no problem with like joking about it constantly, bringing it up, trying to make it seem attractive to him. Be like, talk to other guys you know that have had them. Be like, tell Angus how easy it is. Tell him that it doesn't even hurt that much, because it fucking doesn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're even willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
I think that you
it's kind of like you're trying to give him a little bit of a get out of jail free card here.
Yeah.
Like, dude, do you want like, say like, honestly, I don't want someone coming for my business and trying to, so if you get somebody pregnant and I find out about it, I'm divesting from you in the business immediately.
Yes.
I'll figure out something else. I'll buy the pub outright or whatever. I don't know what the business
We'll figure it
real
out.
dealings are, but you know what I mean? So
good luck with it, though.
Good luck.
Good
Yes.
luck. You've got this. We understand where you're coming from. And thank you, everybody, for
I
hitting
just thought
us
this
up.
was so funny. I want my ex to get a vasectomy.
get a
I was like, well, we
vasectomy.
got to talk about that. But please bring us your low stakes, your high stakes, your
Yes.
vasectomy, anything.
Yes, any
Anything
of
with a
it.
vasectomy, bring it over. We have another vasectomy email sitting in the chamber, and I can't wait to read it. But who's the bitch.com?
Yes.
We love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please tell a friend. I guess
Yes.
rate us or something wherever you listen.
Review us.
Put a review.
You know, just get us.
We
Start
want more
watching
people
it.
to listen and watch.
Yeah, share it. But I also understand it's probably difficult if you're sharing your bitchuations. You don't want other people hearing it. Don't worry. We can always give you a fake name. Thank you guys
Yes.
so much for calling and hitting us up. And we will be back next week to tell you who's the bitch.
Boom.